Question bank. Unit 2, Marketing Environment of Principles of Management for 3rd semester BBA. In this unit, there are most likely questions which may arise in your examination for 2 marks and for 5 or 15 marks. There will be at least 2 questions from this unit from 2 marks, and there will be at least 1 question for 5 marks and 1 question for 15 marks. 2 marks questions could be: what is the meaning of microenvironment in marketing? 4 components of microenvironment, the meaning of macroenvironment, examples of marketing intermediaries, elements of economic environment like GDP, inflation, employment, like that, who are considered as the competitors in the microenvironment. Means here you have to write the meaning of competitors. Next, define the public in the context of company's microenvironment. Means you have to write the meaning of public here. Public here means you have to take the right answer which is acceptable by the evaluator. You cannot just likely write who are public. Public are the people who are living in the society, cannot be an acceptable answer for the question. Here you can see the public includes any group that has an actual or potential interest or impact on the company. Media, local communities, government, pressure groups, etc. are considered as public. That is what you have to write in the examination. You can watch the previous videos and make the notes for these questions so that it will be easier for you to write it in the examination. Next, what is meant by technological environment? The meaning again you have to write about the technological environment. So these are few likely and most important questions arise in the examination. And the next is section B for 5 marks, section C for 15. Here you should be very conscious and be aware that they may ask the question for 15 or 5 marks depending on the question paper setup. Here if you observe, explain in detail the components of the microenvironment with suitable example. Say if they ask you this question for 5 marks, you have to just write the, like say, microenvironmental factors, right? Let me show you. As you already know that the microenvironmental factors are company, suppliers, marketing intermediaries, competitors, public, customers, right? If they ask it for 5 marks, you just have to write the meaning what is given here, 2 or 3 lines, okay? But if they ask it for 15 marks, you have to write the meaning, importance and example. So that is how you have to learn. Whether they ask the question for 5 marks or they ask it for 15 marks, you should be ready for that question. That's why I have created only 1 slide and included all the questions in that only. They may ask you the components of macro environment also separately. Maximum if they ask micro and macro environment separately, they may ask it for 5 marks only. But if they ask both the components like micro and macro environmental factors together, then they may ask it for the 15. Okay. Then the 4th question, analyze the impact of demographic, economic and social. They are directly saying that all these factors are macro environmental factors, right? They may individually also ask you to write it for 5 marks, like analyze the impact of demographic environment on the business, on the marketing, economic environment on the marketing, socio-cultural environment, marketing. Individually also they can ask you demographic environment or any other environment, public, socio-cultural, legal environment, like that. They may ask you for 5 marks, or if they consider all these factors, then they may ask it for 15 marks question. It's the last question, compare and contrast the meaning and micro and macro environment. This is important question. They may ask you the difference between the micro and macro environment, which I have already covered in my previous video. You can watch it in the very first only. I have covered that, the difference between micro and macro environment. So this is about the question bank. As I have already said you that these are the most likely questions in your examination. The section B and section C questions, it depends on the question paper set. We cannot expect that this question will be specifically asked for the 5 marks. Purely on the question paper set. And the orientation, once they do the orientation, we uploading the format pattern, that the discussion which has happened in the orientation also about the exam pattern and everything about of this subject. Thank you for watching all the videos of my Taj Edge online classes. Don't forget to like, share, and hit the bell icon. It's important that you encourage my videos by subscribing and sharing all the videos with your friends of other colleges also. Okay, learning is like continuous process. We have to learn and help our friends and other friends from other colleges also to learn. Not a competition in the degree or a post graduation. Okay, competition begins when you join the company, when you start working.